Hello again. This is a short video that goes with section 14 of our Nibbles and Bits tutorial teaching Arduino to copy Morse code. Let's look again at the tool that we created to show you binary numbers. This time we're going to reveal our character array. In our project we determined that there was a certain order that we should put the letters of the alphabet and the digits, and you can see that order here. This is forming an array, a string of characters. Each one is in a very special position. When we get a Morse code signal coming in for a particular character, we build a bit stream out of it, and then we will take that number, the decimal number that bit stream equals, and look for a character in this array. So let's give you an example here. Let's send the letter M. We start with a start bit. Then in comes first one DA, which we put down as a 0. Then in comes a second DA, which we add as a second bit 0. This will be the letter M. We're using the decimal number 4. If you come up here, you'll see that M is in position 4 of our array. But wait, it doesn't look like that. It looks like it's in position 5. And the reason it looks like it's in position 5 is that when we're dealing with an array of characters, the first position is position 0. The second one is 1, then 2, then 3. So you see the letter M is in position 4. Let's try another letter. Let's send the letter R. We need a start bit. After the start bit, in comes a dit. So we add 1. Then in comes a DA. We shift our bits. There's our DA. Then finally, in comes another dit. So we add another 1. So we end up with a decimal number 13. And it turns out that in our character array, the letter R is in the 13th position. So that's how we know which letter to print on the screen. Well, there's some combinations that don't produce letters at all. They're not really Morse code characters. For instance, we know that 1 DA is a T, 2 DAs is an M, 3 DAs is an O, but there is no character that is 4 DAs. Let's see what happens if we send 4 DAs. We'll start with a start bit. In comes the first DA. In comes the second DA. In comes the third DA. And now we have a fourth DA. Da, 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 da. It turns out that we're going to print a hash mark or a pound sign when we get a letter that doesn't make sense. It turns out that position 16 over here is actually right there, right after the letter S. So as we work through the letters here, when we get clear to this end, you'll see that the spacing gets quite broad, where there's lots of combinations that don't make actual characters in Morse code. So, but we go clear to the number 5. Let's take a look at the number 5 in Morse code. It's 5 dits. So we'll start with a start bit. Then in comes the first dit. So we add 1. Shift them. In comes the second dit. We'll add 1 more. Shift. In comes another dit. Shift. In comes another dit. Shift again. In comes the last dit. We get decimal 63. And if you go clear here to the end of our array, 5 is in position 63. We get a 5. So that's how our character array works, and that's how we use it to pull and decipher Morse code letters from the incoming bit stream and turning it into a character that we can print on our screen. I'm Barnacle Bud, and I hope you're enjoying Nibbles and Bits.